me see if I can. Yes, I can record. Very good. And I'm going to share. Everyone is here? Oops. It's here. Here. Okay, so now you should be able to see the screen. Okay. So anything missing? No. Okay, you should be able to see the chart. I hope you watched the video and you remember this chart that I presented at the beginning of the course, like first unit, and you had already this complete chart of all the steps. So you already see that all of you came up with a potential problem you wanted to investigate about. You have questions, you have hypotheses and objectives, right? So this is the step where you are working right now. This is literature review. Okay, you're reading books, academic articles, and after literature review, everything what you prepared before should be clarified. So for this reason, now this is the time to improve your topic, your I mean title, your objectives. Everything should be grammatically correct, stated, and has to be already like clarified, okay, and finished, ready to be delivered in the final task. So also at the beginning you were mentioned, I mentioned about the design development, so the methods that you will be using, both quantitative and qualitative, research and
versus
right?
transparencia.
Okay.
México todo es transparencia. Lo que tú sacas, todo mundo tiene derecho a saber.
I'm trying to deactivate, but okay.
Son mucho más privados. Es información.
Okay. Okay. So, well, and then after you well, we are going to design in January steps, like stages that you will need to be sure that you know what actually, like a plan, know what you're expected to do, what each step, like questionnaires, interviews, observations will be, how they will be done. So that will be the unit 7. Okay, and obviously you will have the explanation and how to do this task. So after creating those stages in the next semester, you will start designing already the instruments, how they should be. So let's say we will start first with the interviews. Okay, when do we start interviews? So I already mentioned in the reading material, if you haven't paid attention enough. So you will have I think 2 weeks for review. Okay, and let's say we come back 1st of February. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, but that's just approximate. Let's say 1st of February we come back, the next semester. So the first 2 weeks you work on the improvement. And you will work also 2 more weeks on the design of your instruments. So I think the unit 3, this is where you start interviewing. You will be given 3 weeks. So then let's say it will be March. Okay, so in March you will be given 3 weeks to interview. But the first week will be only piloting. So this is where you're going to be here, applied research. Piloting, the first week, piloting, you will pilot interviews. What does it mean? Obviously, you will learn what piloting is, but this is checking how well your questions are written. You will interview, let's say, maybe 2, 3, 5 people to see your mistakes, because some questions might be irrelevant, some might be too personal, so you will see that they do not feel comfortable to answer these questions. So you might need to eliminate some or add some. This will be piloting for 1 week. And then for 2 weeks, you will have to conduct interviews. Well, it doesn't mean that you have to do it like every day, but at least you have to select several days a week, maybe 2, 3 people. So coming obviously not only with 1 or 5 people, maybe 6, 10 or more, it depends. Obviously not 100, because that will be overwhelming, okay? So interviewing enough people for your investigation. The same will happen for observations. Okay, you will have 3 weeks, you will pilot observation, you will see what you want to observe, what is happening. Maybe you want to learn more about the students that will be piloting also part. You might here get the background research, right? Oh, besides, you might also need permissions. Sometimes we ask for permissions, okay? Some students wrote the answer, I'm not going to conduct this research because there is a limitation. I do not teach and we do not have face-to-face classes. Here we come the solution. We do not have face-to-face classes, but we have English classes, right? We continue studying online. We changed only the room, okay? So the limitation might be, maybe the results will not be as good as they might be if we do this face-to-face, if we do it in the classroom when we see the behavior of students, right? Not only through camera. Obviously, the impression and interpretation is different, but still, it is possible to observe or interview through online, right? And do you need to be a teacher? Well, not necessarily, okay? You might be the person who observes, right, another teacher, okay? So for this reason, you will need to search for someone who might feel confident with you and let you observe his or her classes, have the interview with several teachers, have interview with the students or parents even, right? Principals of the school. It depends on your topic, okay? And well, I think that these are not the limitations. The thing is the results might be not as good as we might receive if we do it like face-to-face in a different way, okay? So that will be limitation. But it's still possible to conduct and do all of those things. So I have some ideas for you, the interview, okay? So you can already start thinking of what is going to be my interview about? Well, as it action research, as I told you the example about me, so first, maybe you need to know in your interviews when you design the question, know the teacher, know better the problem, know, again, you were talking a lot about learning styles, the background of students, right? So that can be the interview, or maybe their ideas, what would they like, right? What they prefer, preferences of a teacher or student, okay? So like possible solutions that you will see after interview and after literature review. And then in this, you will base your observation. So you can observe first classes, normal classes, like always you teach, and then implement those things that you found out in the literature review that are suggested, that might be strategies, good techniques, activities that you would like to try to implement and see the compare, let's say, the results. That is also possible. I mean, if you are teaching, you can also do it and record yourself, right? You record your normal classes and then you see this implementing these new strategies, new techniques, different way of teaching, new skills, okay? And you see the difference, right? Has there been any improvement? And that's how you get the ideas. So that will be, let's say, in the observation. As you see, if it's an observation, usually the observer is at the back of the class and shouldn't interrupt the class in any way. Okay, even it's not necessary for children know the teacher is being observed or they are being observed. Okay, that can be sometimes even observers, the researchers go and participate as students, okay, in order not to make them feel uncomfortable, so the atmosphere doesn't change because of their presence, okay? So then we have these lively, how do we say, actions from the students and teacher, okay? So obviously you decide, but remember about the ethics, okay? You cannot just do it through, let's say, like tricky things, okay? Has to be according to the ethics. And well, questionnaires at the end, you might have a questionnaires. You can send them through emails, WhatsApp, and there are also many applications that you can search that are free, or you can use the Excel Word or Excel tables and write your questionnaires. They might be based on the results, like questions, what do you like? Did you like the class? Was it interesting, not interesting, very interesting? You will also learn how to design these questions, how to do this. So, but that can be based on what have been done during the observation, and these questions can be based on this observation, okay, and interview and literature review, right? So that's actually all. But I have the last thing that I would like you to discuss. It will take a few minutes only. Forum. Okay, so we know that forum is part where you had to discuss, you had to use your critical thinking, you had to clarify your doubts, help each other, right, to understand something or understand something you missed in the reading. Okay, so what is forum for you? What benefits do you see from the forum? Okay, that is my question. Okay, so think at least of 3 benefits. What benefits do you think you got or had to get some benefits from the forums? At least 3 words. And I would like you to open a new page in your computer, or you can use cell phone. So you just go to the Google, let's say, and you type www.menti.com. and it brings you to enter to the page of Mentimeter.com, and you will need to type this code and then write these words for me, please. Okay, so what do you associate the forum with? What benefits do you think you as a student get from the forum? I don't know if you have ever used this app, but it's very easy. I don't think you should have any problems. Okay, so to give you time to think, what are the 3 words? So if you're still thinking, we do not have any participants yet, but I believe you're thinking. Okay, 1. Well, forum, you associate with a forum. Give another try. Okay, points of view. Okay, we share our points of view. We might get new information because some of you can read more, right? And you obviously can provide something that was not in the material. It's interaction, it's type of interaction, it's time of sharing knowledge, right? Ideas, very good. Opinions. More? Only 5 students. Well, for some of you had some discovery because you discovered some ideas that you haven't noticed or maybe didn't understand in the reading material. Okay, you have a cooperation, right? Because you cooperate, you help each other. I ask you, please be sure that you participate 3 days, right? So you were asking, hey, Alan, please read my post. I'm begging you because I need to write you the answer to your reply, right? So, well, this is cooperation, this is collaboration, right? You make assumptions, right, about what you learn, engagement, judgments, okay? Very good. Well, you see how many ideas we agree on what the forum is, even though it might be annoying that you have to enter, or at least 1 day from Monday to Wednesday, and then 1 day from Thursday to Friday, and Saturdays, 3 days that you are required to enter. But believe me, I don't think it's a problem because you do not go to school. You can do it anywhere. You can just post it and that's it, right? So that's why I think it's one of the easiest tasks that you had to take advantage and learn from your classmates, from their ideas, from missing points that you had. Well, anyway, thank you very much for participation. And well, any questions? Are there any questions? Please, maybe I missed some points that are still not clear. So please don't be shy. Even I have mentioned something and it's still not clear. Please do it. Please let me know. I cannot find
I
my topic.
have a question.
Yes, let me see the name. Who is that? Let me see.
Alejandra.
Alejandra, where are you? I do not see you. Alejandra. Oy. I see. Or Morales, right? Okay.
Yes. When you were explaining the some parts of the references, you mentioned something that we could not copy and paste. But if we write according to, I remember that teacher Marila says that we can copy and paste if we write according to.
And quotation marks.
Quotation marks.
Yes, of course. Remember that I told you, you can use quotes or let's say the statements with the quotation marks. If this is really valuable, okay, if this is something that the professor says and has really meaningful message, okay, but if we talk about forum, okay, if we talk about forum and even proposal, I think any kind of writing, you still bring the point. Why do you use this quotation? Okay, so that means that you will be talking about it. And many students have this copied and then continue with a different topic, different answer. I mean, that is not my sense. It's not your answer. You just copied professor's answer, but how do you understand it? At least if you read somebody's and you want to give this answer, write it with your own words, how you understand it. Yes, of course, you can use quote. For example, in their research, don't overuse quotations, okay? But maybe 2, 3, it depends. Obviously, it depends on the work you find. You can use not paragraphs, but it can be a sentence, or sometimes if it's like 2 sentences, depends on what the message is, right? Usually the quotation is to catch attention, is to emphasize that this professor gives the really important role for your research here in this point. But if we talk about discussion, okay, I say, okay, let's discuss. Are you going to say, wait a second, I'm going to read this? No, let's discuss. I want to see you. I want to hear you. So even though it is typing, so it doesn't mean that I copy, paste. I want to hear what you are saying, how you understand it, because this is one of the tools how I can see if you understand or not. Okay, because it's easy to type. What are the limitations in the research? Okay, one article. Okay, I'm going to copy this, and this. This is not a job. Okay, because these are the answers. This is not what the discussion is about. Okay, I can get quotations if they are very valuable for my writing task. But for example, when I ask my students to give the speech, I always give them, please give me quotation at the beginning of the speech or at the end of the speech, because it's catchy. It is catching attention, right? Because this is somebody important says, okay, like to be or not to be. William Shakespeare. Today in my speech, I'm going to, so this is a copy. Okay, what is going to be or not to be? What are you going to talk about? So it's catchy. Obviously, you can use quotations, but double check, for example, when you write according to blah, blah, blah name, let's say Bloom, comma, and then you paraphrase his idea with your own words. Okay, so
okay.
You write that also year. You need to write the year, right? According to Bloom, and let's say 19 in the parenthesis 1956, comma, blah 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 blah, with your own words. Or you can say according to, and you can have quotations. But if you use quotations, then you explain it with your own words as well, right? You bring this point to something. Okay. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Very much.
You're welcome. Any questions? No more questions? Okay, so well, if there are no questions, I think I
have one.
Yes, Maria Lisa, go ahead.
Yes, about this week task, it's maximum 600 words because I did 650.
Yeah, maximum. Maybe, well, you can have like 600, 50, no more. You cannot jam more than 200 words. It cannot be 800 or 1000, obviously. If you write more than 600, but very close, maybe like 10%, right? Like, well, I don't know how much it would be, 10 or 15%, well, like 50 words, let's say, right? More, let's say, right? Obviously, it's not like 600 words. Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
same as the post, right? The post is, let's say, 100 words, okay? But it's a post, but I will have more because I give reference. So this is reference. Reference is not part of my post. Yeah, I hope it's clear. The question, I want to type the question so it looks nice. Okay, the question is not part of my answer. Okay, so only the task that what the counts words, okay? You can have the section, you don't need to count words. There is in the word, you have the section to check the words. Do you know how to?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yes, so this is not the problem then, yeah? Any other questions? You can always contact me, guys, if you have like these kind of questions. Teacher, I have already 700, should I reduce or it's okay? So I can let you know, okay? Maybe if you have these already of awareness and you say, teacher, but I do not know what to eliminate. There's so many things that I really want to include, and I got 700. Okay, let me read it. I will not count them. If you are aware of this and you let me know, obviously I'm not going to judge it, right? Because you provide that, teacher, my topic is really needs to be 700. Okay. Then we will see if you are right or not. Okay, so don't be afraid to contact me. Obviously I do not answer instantly, but I will do my best. Okay, so anyway, happy vacation time. I hope you enjoy this time with your family. Be positive, and well, we are lucky that we can continue having education, teaching, and so, well, best wishes. And then I say goodbye. I'm sorry, but I kept you for 1 hour, even I didn't want to. Okay.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Okay,
You
teacher.
are
Thank you,
welcome.
teacher.
You're very
Good night.
welcome.
Thank you,
Bye.
teacher.
Bye,
You're
teacher.
very welcome. Good night.
Bye, teacher. Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye bye. Christian. Bye bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye bye. Okay, thank you, Christian. Okay, just have some students that are leaving. So I have a question. Christian, I really like your project. You're doing a great job. I mean, all the ideas very clear. So you can see even sometimes I do not give much feedback because everything is correct. So I can see you understand the topic. And so, but as I'm doing this kind of action research for my subject, so I would like to interview you and give you 2 questions. Well, by now I have only 2. So, well, first of all, I would like you to help me understand what tasks, what activities were the most like interesting for you, or maybe helpful. Okay, something that really help you understand the subject, something that you really maybe liked, something whatever comes to your mind, like benefits, good things.
I feel that, well, the readings were clear, even though some of them had to read a few times, but because the information was new, that was that I had to process the information. Just was that, but the readings I really liked because yeah, were clear, even though some were I spend a little more time to read and understand, but the readings were good.
Okay, what about activities, tasks, or something that really help you to get better understanding of the project?
For example, filling some tables about the characteristics of certain steps. I like that because it helped me to organize the ideas. So I put all the information in important points that help me to understand and organize all the information.
Very good. Okay. Thank you. Okay, now I would like you to maybe highlight on something that was really difficult. What was difficult? Well, you said that some of the tasks maybe were intensive or difficult to understand. Is there anything else that you think that was maybe or overwhelming or difficult to understand? Maybe it could be changed. Be honest.
Well, it's hard
Okay.
to understand the types of, I remember specifically the types of validity and the types of
Uh-huh.
validity and what
This
is the
topic.
other? Um,
Reliability, validity. This topic was
well,
difficult, right?
it was hard to understand what it refers to.
Uh-huh.
That for me, what was difficult,
Okay.
that and I can understand better as you mentioned the forum. It helped me to to get ideas and understand better because I read uh, in my classmates post and I also search on the internet to do the forum, and it helped me then to understand and have a clear idea about that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know this topic is very difficult, right? It's maybe this one part could be improved. Okay, very good. Thank you for an idea. Well, that's it then. Thank you very much. Well, and good luck. Try to keep the same way to get 10. Okay, you can do it, Christian. Good luck. And happy vacation, happy Christmas. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, teacher.
Bye.